Hey everyone, sorry about that. I forgot to turn on Lizz's microphone. Abbott, here we are. Here we go. Ready to go? So, let's wait for some people to come in, and in the meantime, I'm going to show you a little sweep. That's the sweep. How do we do that? This is a Mike style Pete. Hey, Johnny Peets. This is a Mike style sweep. Let's go to DoCam. We put our finger, I would say mid pinky or ring finger on position 12. Each toe. Middle finger on 10. Index finger on flat. It's called flat. Just lower, below 10 on Sanmito. More or less. And then with our bachi, we simply strum down. And after that, pinky will go up to position 12, I think, with the upstroke. Position 12 or 13. Position 12. On the upstroke. And then hachiki to position 10, sanmito. And then hachiki again to flat on the index finger. Consistency, or an even brush, is the most important part to having this sound good, which I can only do a little bit at a time. As well as the chord correct. Then 12, same position, same movements. 12, hajiki, hajiki. 12, hachiki to 10, then hachiki to flat. Then 10 again. It's harder to make it sound nice and clear at a slow speed. Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael, I saw on your Bachido profile that you're a barista. That's pretty cool, too. You can do this anywhere. We could just move the same position. Let's go to 14. Have it. Just slide that down. Our pinky will be on 9. It's a little harder as we go down because you have to spread out more. So you can have some fun with that. Hey, Scott, good to see you. Or, see you message. So, just to check, we're in Nialari. Hey, Michael, how long have you been a barista? At home here, I dabble in the making of the coffees and the arts and such. It's much more difficult because I only make one coffee drink a day. My dad just drinks espresso, and my mom drinks decaf. So when it comes to making art and such, I only have one shot, no pun intended, to do it. Oh, cool. Nuts. I've been, you're in Miami. I've been going to Fort Lauderdale like for 4 years in a row to play with Ronin Taiko. But I didn't go last year. No plans this year. So hopefully next time I go, we should meet up, pour some drinks. I have a Alex Duetto. It's quite consistent with a dual boiler and all that. It's just getting the steaming in the right steam wand in the right place and such. Oy vey. About 100. Okay, so let me jump into things. Yesterday I did the Kawahari for Tsugaru. This was my first real legit dough to skin, or chance to do the skinning, because even with my homemade shamisen, I could never get the skin tight enough, because the wooden kisen the wooden clamps are really meant for thinner. Traditional skin is usually thinner, or not traditional skin. Well, yeah, skin 20 years and below, 20 years and older. The skin was usually much thinner, which the wooden clamps could stretch. Now the skin is getting so thick, which means it's harder to break, which is a good thing. But to get it to the right tension, you need the metal machine to kind of pull it. Now that I have one, which I'll take you guys in to look at some point, we could finally do it. So as a comparison, this is, hey Joel, this is Joel's dough. You'll have a real pleasure playing this at the next live. I'll send it out today. So this is the back side, which had plastic skin, not ripple or fibersan, kind of an older style. Then here is the new vintage tone, thick goat skin. Compare. Oh my, I'm really pleased with it. But man, the skin is thick. Even with the metal machine, it was still kind of slipping. But beyond that, though, after the skin is stretched, and when it's really tight, you have a short time to put the sides down before the skin pops off, because the glue is really strong. But if the sides are up like this, eventually it'll just pop off again. So you have to work really quick to get the sides down, glued down. But yeah, the skin is like a half millimeter to maybe about a full millimeter. No, it is a full millimeter. And constantly wetting it and then trying to get it down. But especially the corners are super hard to get down, and as you're doing, you're thinking, "Wow, this is Tsugaru." Hard stuff, but yeah, that's good stuff. Hard stuff and good stuff. Now let's take a look at the Urushi Shamisen. Urushi with a D, because we're Englishanizing it. Shamisen. Here we go. Let's switch to Dokkan for a closer look. Shiny stuff. Personally, I kind of wish there was more color contrast between the snakewood and the sapelli. And in the sun, it'll come through a bit better. But the urushi, the urushi darkens the wood rather evenly. It's both like it's a lacquer, but also a stain. And I didn't realize it would stain everything, rather evenly. So it's all kind of the same color. I was hoping that, it would all darken. A shade down. Like this would turn more brown. This would still be darker orange. but it's kind of rather the same. But that's okay. I'll bring that down later. Now that I talk about it, it's actually, I'm pretty happy with it. My eyes automatically found the stuff that I made mistakes on. Like I forgot to, I wiped the urushi here. But forgot to kind of wipe it off from this side, this edge. So if the lighting is right, you can kind of see where it kind of built up on the edge. It's not completely smooth and flat. But yeah, what you're saying is, who cares? And I should say that too. But yeah, overall, can't complain. It's pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Generally, the Tokyo Wagaki Shamisen don't even have urushi on their shamisen. On their saw, they do it on the do. This one specifically, the Akatsuki, they have urushi and kind of colored. I wonder how many. I'm not sure how many coats they do, but seemingly it's a little bit less, which is nice. But on the Eclipse, there's absolutely no urushi at all. It's just raw wood, but they have this really special way of polishing it so it looks just as glossy. I have no idea how they do it. It's cool stuff. Much respect for them, for their work. Let's see. Cool stuff. Thank you. Okay. Let's get to today's lesson. Got a shamisen, got a bachi. We are in the key of C. Last week we discussed Kokiriko Bushi, specifically how to add flavor, because we can all. Oh, Joel, yes, you did send your dokake with the dough. In case you're looking for it. So quick about last week. As I said before, shamisen, just playing the melody is, let's just say, playing the melody uses only half of the shamisen's potential for creating an emotional journey, an emotional experience. And so by adding flavors, intentionally changing the melody, adding dynamics to the melody and such, we can bring out more depth to the song. And my example of this, last week was Kokiriko Bushi, and the traditional version, going from this. From that to something like this. I'm not sure if we actually got at that far, but it was adding slides. So that when adding flavor to slow songs, we do that in a certain way. It's almost easier in a way because at its speed, we can make it almost a meditative experience. When we're speeding up faster songs, we are still adding flavor, but it has to be in a different way. And we're going to do this with the Tsugaru version of Kokiriko Bushi. case in point, well, here's the Tsugaru form, just very simple. And all that is the same melody, but going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And the down up is just to kind of fill space. Otherwise, it would be. Filling space, of course, is something we can do to make it interesting. But however, at that speed, doing the same dynamic things we did for the slow version can't really be done as well. Let's try to transfer over. So we had that brush. Of course, we can do that. We can add those dynamics. It's fine. They don't really seem to, for me, they don't really seem to stick as well when it's at speed. However, so we have to do something else. I like to think of speed this way. It's almost like using orange juice from concentrate, if we're adding more water, which is more speed, we have to add more concentrate, more the dynamic, or we have to add more beef, as it were, more substance. The more water we add, the more substance we have to put in. Otherwise, it'll be very thin. And that's my feeling when I hear, Tsugaru or people playing fast. They think to make a song interesting, let's add speed, and that'll make it interesting. Case in point, my mother has her singing group. And they do some Hank Williams songs like Your Cheating Heart. Your cheating heart will make you weep. And it's nice as a slow song, but they sometimes say, oh, this song is, we're doing it a little boring. Let's speed it up. And when I hear that, I think it just sounds like a thin orange juice. So if we speed it up, we have to add more concentrate to make it powerful, strong flavor. So let's do that. Let's see how we can add flavor to fast songs. Just like the slow Kokiriko Bushi, we can start with the brush. But if we're doing this at a faster speed, let's just hit all 3 strings in one motion like that. And from here, just like down, da, da, down, instead of down, down, up, down, we're going to do brush, down, up, down. Flavor. Like that. So that we've just added some flavor to there. That's enough. We could bring in that slide, similar to what we did last week. And then another down up. Now from here, instead of, it's a little plain. We should add in a punchy part. So let's add in a just an ichi no ito pop right there. Nice and firm, solid strike. Like that. I like that. Oh, Megan, or Kaylin. Hi Kyle, flavor could be said as emotion as well, maybe. Yeah, you could say emotion. I call it the flavor because Shamisen means 3 flavor strings. So, yeah, keeping in the Shamisen, so to speak. Add more grams of coffee for longer extraction. Excellent. That's perfect. Perfect metaphor. Now, so I won't use for this one, I don't think. That's what we can do. After down, 4, 3, we'll strike ni no ito, and then san no ito, as a suberi, which means when we strike down, we hold the bachi down, and then we just slide over. Let's go to dokan. Now we'll be going da, da, da. I like to add flavor there. How can we add flavor? We could do that. There's different ways we can. It still sounds kind of plain. So this is, think of this particular lesson as a journey of discovery for both of us, because I'm just right now thinking of ways we can add flavor. If you have any ideas of adding flavor, write them in so we can do this all together. Or we can all think of ways we can add flavor, because, yeah. Here we go. Okay, let's do that. We're going to do 3. Boy, there's so many different ways. Let's do 4, 3, hajiki. 4, 3. slide to 6. So we'll do 2 hajikis. 4, 3 hajiki, suberi, 3 hajiki, 4, 6. Might as well do another suberi. 0, 6, 6. Let's do that. So right there we're adding, that's dynamic, but we're doing a lot of the same thing, in my opinion. A lot of the same thing, meaning this suberi, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We want to add, personally I like that melodically, but let's bring in another way we can add dynamics, and this will be with volume. And how to change our volume dynamics for this, we'll go up and down on the do. As we know, going closer to the do will be louder. Going to the edge will be softer. So in this particular phrase, let's start, to make this dynamic, we want to think of like up, down, like a wave. Either up, down, or down, up. Or, yeah, up, up, or down, down. So if we go down, down, that means we'll start my bachi quiet up, and then quiet again. That's pretty interesting. So our midpoint will be when we're at 4. And we'll go back here at the last 6, 6. That's a way we can add flavor. So in combination. Now let's see how it would sound if we start aggressive here and then quiet and then back here again loud. I think I like that. Because it's a really short time, we have to make sure we're getting a very muted sound, so the dynamic, so it's the contrast is there. And to mute, or to have a muted tone, we touch the string with both the tip of the bachi and the tip and the edge of the thumb. Maybe I do like starting quieter. Yeah, let's do that because in the beginning we were loud. So being here would be a nice contrast. How I like to do when I'm arranging these things is I like to think of the volume dynamics and such as waves. Kind of how I arrange my music, kind of in the same way. Oh, and note, yeah, this is particularly complex in what I'm doing, but this is just how I'm kind of doing it. It doesn't have to be that way. Do whatever you like to do at your, or think with your skill level and the notes that you're comfortable with. Think how you can make those, flavorful in your own way. Like, I mean, you could just do that and sort of thing. But play around with the dynamics, this way for volume. And doing that, you'll be adding flavor. So there's many different ways you can do it. That's the best thing about, shamisen, that there's no one right way for this kind of style, of course. So where were we at? Loud. Okay, hey, look at that. Now we're going into volume dynamics. Those are both are punchy and loud. Let's have some dynamics there. Let's do loud, da-da-da, soft. Like that. Down, quiet, quiet, loud, quiet, loud. So we went loud, quiet, loud, quiet, loud, quiet, 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 or quiet, loud, quiet. Oh. Hey. Next. As you'll note, I'm trying to do the same thing, exactly the same each time, but, you don't have to keep it consistent. You can change. You can change it up to however you're feeling at the time. So next. Next will be 4/6. If this is the plain version, it would be. I think this is a nice part to have some tremolo going, I think. So let's add some tremolo. Not only tremolo, but if we do that in the mai bachi position, the forward bachi, we can get that kind of percussive clicky sound. Which adds flavor to it. So we'll be, normally would be, let's spice that up. Warning, this part is advanced. From here, 3, I want to slide 3, ring finger on 4, 3, 4, slide, or skui, upstroke, and slide up to 6, 3, 4, slide, and then the kamashi phrase. And of course, you can learn the kamashi stuff in previous lessons or the advanced kamashi course on Bachido. 3, 3 hajiki, 3 hajiki, 3, 4 hajiki, 3, 0, 0. Then double hajiki. 3 ninoto. Like that. So. From there, I just, probably just a simple da-da-dan. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe we'll just do a slide from 3. Because we're already at 3. We'll strike 3 again and slide. And then from there, down, up, down. Now this will be rather simple. We'll just be changing the dynamics with our bachi, volume dynamics. Yeah, just thinking of changing the dynamics by the flavor. What did I say? Just change the dynamics by the flavor? So that's one thing. Just at this particular part, just go up and down and see what feels good, volume-wise. See what feels interesting. Quiet to loud, all quiet, different combinations. At the end of that, I'll do a solid. Maybe like that. to have a very, almost exaggerated suri slide. Because it's very short when we're playing at full speed. Have it short and punchy. Okay, next. For here, normally would be instead, let's go down, up, ichi no ito, subere to 3 ni no ito, and then down, up, sa no ito. Now, let's take it another step further. Instead of that, down, up, 3, 4, 3, let's bring in a chord. Down, up, 4 ni no ito, 3 sa no ito. Let's go to full cam. Oh, thanks for watching, Johnny. See you later. Like that. And then from there, let's we still have to have a down, up. Pull off with our index finger, and then down, up. And at the down, up, we'll move over to 7 ni no ito, 6 sa no ito. And then just the same before, pull off sa no ito to the open again. Like that. We'll try to keep that da-da, da-da. That's the point of the pulling off, so we can hear that open string again. For there, the spicy part will be da-da-da. Instead of da-da-da-da-da, we're adding that little hachiki flick. I just use my ring finger to pull off there. Then the rest. Oh, then after that. After here, we're going to go 6. This is a little transitional part. 6, 9, pinky. 6 to 9, squeak. 6, 9, then 4, 4, 6, squeak. 3, 4, 2, 3. 6, 9, 4, 6, 3, 4, 2, 3. Then 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. 4, 6, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. And I'll notate this out, and you can see it in the notation that's included for those who donate to the Patreon. Like that. That's a drill in and of itself. And then from here, we're going to go up to 7 ni no ito, 6 san no ito, and we're going to pull off both, and then down up. Michael, how do you get the notations, you ask? Check out my description below. It says it has a link to the Patreon thing. If you donate to the Patreon thing, I'll send you a link thing to your account thing, and it has all the notation from for this lesson or to be coming, and then all of the previous lives too. So it is a bounty. So we'll do down up, down up, and then 9 7. Yeah, like that. And then from there, 0 3. Because this is so dynamic, which also I do it in my bachi position. For contrast, I'd say have it simple and loud down here. For just down, 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 down. Like that. Then after that, yeah. 3 uchi, hammer on to 4 ichi no ito. There's 2 ways we could do this. 3 to 4, then ni no ito, 0 to 3, hammer on, and then san no ito open. Like that. 3 hammer, 0 hammer, or or 0 hammer to 4 like before, then 0 scui to 3, which adds a little percussive element. So either way is fine. And then again. And so that's the final thing, final interesting part. From here, let's get a little cheesy. We should probably go to Dokkan. From here, I want us to go. That might be more complicated than it seems, or simpler than it seems. We'll find out. So, from here, we're going to do 3, hammer to 4, and then suberi to open san no ito. And then immediately from there, we're going to do the same exact thing. 3, 4, 0, 3, 4, 0, 3, 4, 0. Getting the timing on that right might be a challenge in and of itself. So, and then then let's see how many times we do that. 1, 2, 3. So 3 times. 2, 3. Then from here, 0, 3. 0, 3. And 3 will be on the upstroke. Then from there, we have to move quickly over to 3 on ichinoto. And then hammer on to 4. And then 0, 3 upstroke. And then just boom, ichinoto. Like that. So from the beginning, methinks, let's give it a try all the way through. Oh, Justin, glad you can make it. Oh, let's go to personal cam. Hey, Justin, glad you can make it. Yeah, this live lesson has been going on maybe only, 2 months, 3 months or so. So it's really gone, this whole Bachio kind of thing has gone from, like the book and static lessons, on the website and such. Now we're trying to get into the more back and forth, interactive sort of experience, which is a lot of fun. Glad you're here. That's my arm. Oh, Reggie. Yeah. Hope to see you at the next one. Okay. So, here's from the beginning. Oh. Might as well go to the here. Sorry to folks if I'm a little discombobulated or such. This is not really material that I rehearse because it's just about, it's not really about planning anything. It is somewhat planning, at least in the beginning, thinking of where flavors should be added, where to increase dynamics, take it out, or whatever. But when you get used to it, I think it's great to have it a flowing kind of as you feel sort of state of mind. Thus, I had the general kind of idea, but still thinking, not who's going to be interested, but, is it too complex, too slow? All that kind of stuff is going in my head as I'm speaking it out. So, doing my best. Glad you're all here watching and patient too. Here's all in the full. Oh, I forgot. at this part, in the monsters, if you Google or YouTube Monsters of Shamisen, Kokiriko Bushi, this song, I think there'll be a recording you can hear of Monsters of Shamisen doing it. And around this, they do a kamashi kind of elongated thing. And in this phrase, I think Mike and Kevin are going. Something like that. But we can leave that out because it usually requires at least two people. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. And if you notice, it varied. The things I showed you earlier, I didn't put in because whatever was kind of going through my mind at the time was a moment in that time. And whatever I'm feeling now, I'm putting those senses and sensibilities into what I'm playing now. So what is the goal? What is the moral of the story? What should your mindset be? Even if you're practicing these flavor things, when you're practicing these flavor things, you do it once through, then you do it the second time, and if you realize you didn't do it the same way, don't think, I messed up. Let me start over and try to, copy it. Let me try to have it the same. No. If you do it the second time and it sounds different than the first, that's great. That's being in more of a flowing, a flowing kind of place, a very creative mind, and I think that's an excellent thing. Good. Glad, Reggie, that you appreciate or you're enjoying that. Yeah. There's the repertoire, the Tsugaru repertoires and minyo songs. It's so the melodies themselves are are wonderful melodies, and just by adding these kind of flavors, our personal elements, we can just keep the enjoyment of them longer, rather than just the enjoyment of them longer. Well, as we were talking about the living tradition, or we can, keep them alive longer in our own personal kind of way, as opposed to just learning the song, then moving on to the next song, then moving on to the next song. Well, it's a way to have us keep coming back to them. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me just do that a few more times so you can hear, and if you have any questions, now would be the time to ask. So we can actually, you can have a really stunning Kokiriko Bushi or a personalized version even without all of these rather complicated, because those kind of phrases take practice, which is a good thing, but anywho. We can have a great variation and dynamics and all that stuff just with basic slides, and tsugui and hammer-ons and that kind of stuff. How do we do that? Here we go. That wasn't that much dynamics, but you can flavor things up. If you want to add in extra different notes, you can always do that. Like instead of 4/6, you could do 6/7/6. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That's cool. Please give this a shot. No need to do exactly what I did. If any phrases or things fit better for how you play, do that. Please make a recording. And as I've said before, we have started the next Shamisen Live contest. The goal of this contest is to take a song we know, we love, add in our dynamics and flavors into it, make a recording, put it on the YouTube, share it to the Bachido Facebook group, and I will be selecting a winner and sending them a free Bachido swag pack. Stickers, patches, buttons, and a Bachido album. Cool stuff. Okay, thank you all for joining. Next lesson will be Tuesday, I believe. What do we have in mind? I have stuff in mind. Maybe we'll take another song to add flavor to. We'll think of something good. Jose, question. When you play any song changing the flavor with the bachi hand, is it okay if you do tsugui on different notes than the original? Yeah. If it's Tsugaru or what? Actually, no. Yeah. Well, That's a good question. Try it. You could say if it was like a classical song like Naguta-san or Jiuta and such, I can't say that you can do tsugui wherever you want, because that is something where it's supposed to be fixed and everything in place. But for the kind of Tsugaru sort of improvisational style, if you feel the tsugui is better in another place, feel free to do that. Sometimes when you go either up or down, it sets your hand up for the next note. So sometimes if you do tsugui, maybe your hand won't be in the right position for the next note, or if you do downstroke, it won't be in the most ideal position for the next note. So there is some practical matters like that, but you just have to see for yourself and see what sounds good to you. So long story short, too late. It's totally okay. Okay, have a good time. Have fun playing around with that. Post your videos to the Bachido Facebook page. I'll see you around. Have a good weekend, everybody. Kyle Abbott.